This episode is sponsored by Exactuals, perfecting insurance payments and the data driving them. So you landed in Buenos Aires, you realized that you'll have asado, you'll have alfajores. My favorite, it's the gold one, it's the chocolate covered.
Yes. From Cachafaz.
I'm more of a Havana person, but it's a classic. You can get it now on Amazon. And there are so many flavors. So last time I visited Buenos Aires was Christmas 2017 or 18. I don't recall exactly. But it's so weird. Actually, it's so weird to do Christmas in Buenos Aires. It's so hot.
Yes, it's so hot. Yes, it's summer. So Christmas is in summer in Buenos Aires, and it's real that every people is outside drinking outside and with asado, and yes, it's fully different. If I compare with Europe, I know Paris, and Paris for Christmas is quite a little bit boring too. Okay, so it's also a place to be.
Well, if you don't mind, as much as I would like to talk about, my time and introduction in time, we're actually talking about you. So let's start with, how did you get into insurance?
Okay, it's very simple because I am an actuary. So I studied statistics and insurance. So I am an actuary. So I go directly working to an insurance company. So at the beginning, I began in PricewaterhouseCoopers, in a Big Four in the insurance sector. And afterwards, I go to South America, to Argentina, in order to work for an insurance company that is BNP Paribas Cardiff. That is the insurance company of the first bank in Europe, BNP Paribas. So I've worked a long time in this company, and I worked until 2017, in the corporate world. I was a CFO and head of digital transformation for Cardiff, Argentina. And afterwards, I decided to be an entrepreneur, to go outside the corporate side. And I found Digital Insurance LatAm, that is my consulting firm. And we worked in consulting and with the InsurTech ecosystem. That is the difference if you compare with every big consulting firm. So we are working with this very energetic and creative ecosystem.
So what's the difference between the ecosystem that we see there? Before we jumped into differences between Latin America and actually it's part of the continent. It's very weird. It's like, it's like saying, what's the situation in Africa, right? Africa, it's a huge continent. Every time our buddy from Nigeria is like, only Nigeria is bigger than the US. We're talking, they have almost 400 million people there. We are not aware of it. Then it's like, Africa, no, it's only Nigeria, which is the bigger country there. But same thing goes with the LatAm. Different countries, different needs. So first, let's talk about the ecosystem. Different countries. Argentina, Santiago de Chile, Chile. Then, of course, we have Brazil that stands there by itself, but, they are a different story. How does it work? How the ecosystem looks like? What's the dynamic?
Yes, the ecosystem is very dynamic. I'm going to make an overview of the ecosystem. And as you know, the name of Digital Insurance LatAm. Why LatAm? Because we are working a lot in Chile, in Argentina, but we are working with people from Dominican Republic, from Mexico, from Brazil, from everywhere. So you're right that every country is different, but we can work with every country in Latin America because you have a basis that is quite similar. Okay, so I'm going to work to talk about Latin America. I'm going to try to make you an overview. Okay, so if we begin with the first country, Brazil, that is the only country that speaks Portuguese. I know that you speak Portuguese too. Okay, that is an amazing country with a lot of beaches. Okay, so it's a very place to be. But if we talk about insurance sector, you can imagine that is about a third or 40% of the Latin America. Okay, so one third is in Brazil, and definitely in my point of view, Brazil is perhaps the most interesting because it's the most disruptive, the more innovative ecosystem. Okay, so for example, I would like to mention to you in the last 3 months, so it's very new. Okay, is Nubank, that is the major neobank of Latin America, 26 million clients. So it's a very huge neobank, digital bank, decided to enter in the insurance space. Great. And they say, we'll begin with life insurance. Wow. Life insurance. But what is the problem? Life insurance is very difficult to sell digitally. So every people say, hey, okay, we're going to analyze. In 3 months, 90,000 policy sold. 30,000 policy by month sold fully digitally. So, wow. And Nubank is doing the job with Chubb Studio. That is, in my opinion, Chubb Studio is the appification solution from Chubb. So it's definitely an amazing job. And I think that in the case of Brazil, Nubank is a very nice disruptor in the market.
What was the product?
Yeah.
So it's a life product, but is it closer to term life, whole life? What are we dealing with?
Temporary life. Okay, so you cover an amount. Okay, in case of, so it's with a very low premium. So it's quite interesting, and I would like to share with you data because I love the data. I'm an actuary. 50% of the people that bought the insurance product, it was the first time that the people have bought a life insurance product. So 50% for them, it was quite new. So Nubank go to the market with a very innovative solution, and in my opinion, they are very successful for that. So I think we must have an eye about the development of Nubank. There are other local company like Porto Seguro, that is very innovative company too. Okay, basically in car market. But I would like to mention to you in the case of Brazil, the SUSEP. The SUSEP is the authority control. I don't know what is the word, but
the regulator.
It's the organism, the regulator. Yes, thank you very much for the word. And this regulator implemented a sandbox. So great, okay, sandbox for insurance. Great. And in 5 months, they authorize 8 InsurTech to be full stack for the next 3 years. So it's very interesting because the regulator is very innovative too in Brazil, in the good market. So there are a lot of things to analyze in this market. So I love it. So if you agree with that, we're going to take a plane and we're going more in the north, in Mexico. Have you been to Mexico?
Yes, but not deep. I've been invited several times to Mexico City. Sadly, the timing was very bad. And frankly, I really want to go to Mexico City. It's one of the... No, seriously. People who are not familiar with Mexico think that Mexico City is similar to Sao Paulo because it's 20 million people, which is yes, but it's one of the most advanced cities in the world in terms of art, in terms of
Yeah.
culture, new buildings. It's I have, yeah, but please take it.
No, no, but about Mexico, if you compare with Brazil, Mexico is about 25% of the market in Latin America. Okay, 40 for Brazil, 25% in Mexico, and Mexico is very interesting because there are a lot of players. Okay, with quite traditional, but they are moving quite fast, okay, with a lot of solution of telematics, for example. Um, uh, we can talk with Matteo Carboni about that. Okay, so a lot of telematics solution. For example, for Qualitas is a very traditional insurer in Mexico, and they are doing a very nice job in telematics, for example. But I would like to mention, if I want to compare with other market, first, InsurTech ecosystem is growing very fast. Okay, because the association of InsurTech of Mexico, a lot of friends of mine are doing a very great job. So with a lot of InsurTech, and they help to soft land to Mexico, for example. That is a very good thing. And I would like to say to you, it's a market with a good position of the reinsurer, Munich Re, Munich Re, Swiss Re, and they are doing a very nice job with some insurtech player. So it's very interesting because, for example, in the case of Super, okay, Super is an insurtech. They are proposed a solution of parametric in the case of earthquake. Parametric solution for B2C, so for a client like you. So it's not a global parametric solution, but for a B2C client. So quite interesting. In the case of Zenda Puntola, that is other insurtech, they offer a freemium insurance
A
product
freemium,
like
a
Spotify.
freemium insure.
A
How does it
freemium,
work?
free, free. I think that if I remember quite well, you can go and have a coverage, a very low coverage, okay, for medical expenses for free for the 2 or 3 months. I don't remember.
Uh-huh.
Okay, and afterwards you can concrete and cross sell. So it's very amazing, but it's with a reinsurer too.
Okay, let me get it right.
So
We are
I
talking about health
yeah
insurance that has a freemium
yes,
model,
medical
medical
expenses. Yeah,
expenses.
medical expenses. Yeah,
And what's the name of the company?
Zenda
Zenda.
Puntola. Yeah, so it's interesting. And the last one is, for example, Kloop. Kloop is a pay-as-you-drive model, okay? And directly, I understand that they approve with the regulator a mutuality market. That is, they have doing a mutuality, and only for the excess of loss, they have a reinsurer too. So it could be like a peer-to-peer model with a reinsurer without an insurer between the reinsurer and the insurtech. So it quite interesting to discover this market. So I love the Mexican market, and I think that we can have a look um, about insurtech ecosystem. So afterwards, as you know, Brazil 40%, 25% for Mexico. You have three other countries interesting in Latin America. Every country is very interesting to travel for tourism, but for insurance market, there are three countries. Argentina, that is a huge market, okay? So about 10%, 10%, huge market for the people, okay? Because 42 million people, okay? But as you know, we love Argentina, but for the economic situation, that is a very difficult country to work. But I would like to mention, in the case of Argentina, not an insurance company, not an insurtech company, but I would like to take with you about Mercado Libre. Mercado Libre is the Amazon of Latin America. Is the most valuable firm in Latin America. Okay, 100 millions dollars of value. Okay, billions dollars of value. So it's a very huge e-commerce marketplace based in Argentina, Mexico, Brazil. And right now they decided to go to enter in the insurance market only to test. So until now they are testing some things. Okay, for example, for extended warranty, for cell phone insurance. They invest a little bit in some InsurTech in Brazil. So, but Amazon of Latin America, the name is Mercado Libre, is doing go to the point to the insurance market. So it's very interesting the case that Mercado Libre is Argentina.
Have mate. By the way, do you have a specific brand of mate that you go to?
Yeah, I don't like mate. You know that
No.
I live no, I live 15 years in Argentina. I don't like mate, and you know that I've got three sons that are living in today in that live in Argentina, and they drink mate, but I don't like mate. I don't know why.
Well, I can admit that that's one of the bad habits that I picked up.
Okay, Chile is a very good place because it's a small country. Okay, 17 millions of inhabitants,
Very long.
but
Mhm.
um, very, very long, very long. Yes,
And
yes,
has really
it's a very
and
long.
has a very good wine. Well, they can share that with the Argentinian, especially on the Malbec.
No, no, but you're right. Carmener is a very good red wine in Chile, and the market is very mature in the case of Chile, where I live. Very good market, okay, with a lot of solution. We've created 2 weeks ago an association of InsurTech. The name is InsurTech Chile. That is an association in order to collaborate with a friend from Brazil, from Mexico, from Argentina. So we have created a very small country, but with three very nice insurtech. For example, there are 36 insurtechs in Chile, but three are very nice. Okay, I would like to share with you the name of Clare. Clare is a very nice insurtech. That is an insurtech funded by Santander Bank. That is a Spanish bank, so it's a very good insurtech. Other one is Betterfly. Okay, Betterfly is a very nice solution of insurtech based on insurance market too, and of life insurance market. And Joycar. Joycar is telematic solution. Okay, perhaps you know, with my partner of HS Capital, we invested in Joycar, and Joycar is doing a very great job in Chile, in Peru, in Mexico, and right now in US too. So insurtech ecosystem is moving in some countries. So
You actually raised a very interesting point here, especially in terms of the necessity of insurtech as cost reduction, because that's what I see as part of their improvement, not just the customer experience and working with Mercado Libre and other vendors and let's call it customer expectations. A couple of episodes ago, I had Dan White from 90. He was talking about microinsurance. In the US, we are familiar with,
yeah,
well, let's call it the normal Western world insurance and policy and coverage, right? Now,
yeah.
with in Latin America, when I look at that, it's the in between because you need to make sure that the price, the cost of the policy, the premiums make sense to their pocket and wallet, but it's not, you know, too low. It's not micro insurance, and the coverage needs to be at that state as well. Now, how does it work there? How do you manage to find that, you know, let's call it in the middle?
Yes, you're right. It's a very good question. I think this in the case of Latin America, until now, we didn't have done the job of analyze exactly how um, can we create a product adapted for the underserved people. Okay, So until now, you're right that there is no development of the very high value policy. So you have doing a job with the middle size policy. So for the ABC1 market, and the challenge, and you know that, for example, in the case of Mercado Libre, if you asked for Mercado Libre to say, hey, what is your ambition? The ambition for them is very clear. We are not competing with anybody here. We have creating a product in order to prove to offer a product for underserved people. And in the case of Mercado Libre that developed Mercado Pago, that is the fintech arm of Mercado Libre, okay, everything you can pay with the QR code. So, so they develop a financial wallet for the people that until now, you know that, for example, only 50% of people are bankerized. So can access to a bank account. Only 50%. So there exists in Latin America 50% that you can offer a digital wallet like Mercado Pago, for example, and you can offer an insurance adaptive to the needs of this population. But until now, the job is not done. Huh?
Yeah, that's a very good point that I'm going to use to segue, because what the bank and having money in the
Yeah,
bank, it's super important for the system to work. Because one of the things that I learned working with a few folks in Argentina is that everything is done in cash. If you
yeah,
want to buy an apartment, you need to pay cash. So if people, especially for the listeners in the US, that they double mortgage their house, they leverage and use debt to, I don't know, to the brim of whatever is possible. In most Latin America, you cannot get a mortgage because it's a question of trust and insane inflation and all kinds of other financial crises that we saw over the years. But that's some side note. So how does insurance work? Because it's all about trust. I give you money for for the promise that you're going to pay me if something happens. How the insurance companies build the trust that someone is going to pay them when a claim is being filed.
yes. Your point is about trust and insurance. I love your point. Why? Because when I do a lot of conference about this point, I use a chart from Capgemini, I think so, or McKinsey, I don't know. And they asked the question: Do you want to? Could no? Could would you buy an insurance from a big tech, from Amazon, for example? That is a question. Okay. In this question, 30% of people in US say yes, I can buy insurance to Amazon, for example, to a big tech. Okay, great. In Europe, 20%. In Japan, 15%. In Latin America, 50%. So in Latin America, if you ask for the people do you want to buy to Mercado Libre, for example, an insurance, they say, yeah. Why? What is the question is why? Basically, because in Latin America, people is highly digitalized. They use a lot the cell phone. For example, 99% of the people in Brazil use WhatsApp.
Of course, yeah, that's
WhatsApp is
WhatsApp is the
so
king
so
there. Yeah, not text messages,
so
WhatsApp.
so so every underserved people are using a smartphone too, and they don't trust to insurance market. Why? Because it's quite difficult because of traditional market. So the trust is in the big tech company or in a new company like an InsurTech. So it's very interesting to work about this world of trust and insurance because, as you said, insurance is trust.
How about the other countries? So we talked about the big ones. Brazil, 20 million people, very
Yes,
strong
Brazil,
economy.
Brazil.
Mexico,
Yes,
Argentina,
we've
Chile. What's going on in the Andes, Peru, Bolivia, and as we go up to Central America, the smaller one, Guatemala, Belize. How do they manage
yeah,
that?
yes. Before the more smallest country, I think that we must talk about Colombia.
Oh, of course.
Colombia is incredible. Why? Because Colombia is about 10% of the market, and in Colombia, people are very smart, work a lot. They have a very nice, and in my opinion, perhaps the one most interesting insurance multilatina company. That the name is Sura. Sura is a Colombian company, insurance company, that bought RSA in the Ryan Sun Alliance in the past, and they are very smart, very intelligent, and they are collaborate a lot with the insurtech and startup ecosystem. So they are doing a very great job. Um, Colombia is a market with a huge bank. And for example, I can mention to you, do you remember that I've talked about Nubank in Brazil? The founder of Nubank is a Colombian guy. Okay, and I would like to talk about other big tech company. The name is Rappi. Rappi is a delivery solution for Latin America. SoftBank put $1 billion on investment in Rappi. Okay, and only yesterday, Rappi say, "Hey, we've created a financial arm with a local bank. The name is Davivienda. Okay, like Mercado Libre." So you've got the first big tech player, Mercado Libre, an e-commerce platform with a financial arm, right? In Colombia, a delivery platform with a financial arm. So I think that's very interesting. And in the case of Rappi, Rappi is in every country. I think yesterday I was talking with people from Costa Rica, a very small country in uh, in Central America, and they know Rappi because they use Rappi. Rappi is like Uber. Is everybody knows Rappi. So it's quite interesting to understand that Brazil, Mexico, Argentina, Chile, Colombia are very nice market. Okay, Peru is smallest one, but they have two very nice player, Pacifico, Rimac, those two traditional insurer too, and there are a lot of country with a lot of things to do. Bolivia, Paraguay. Venezuela, that was a very good market 10 years ago, but today is zero. So I think that for tourism, Latin America is the place to be, and for the insurance market is the place to be too. So welcome.
You mentioned that you made the investment through HCS Capital. How do you pick the startups that you invest in?
Yes, that is a little bit how know-how in Latin America. So we with HS Capital, for example, we invested in FIGO, in pet insurance in US that you know perhaps, okay, or Policimi in Canada too. We invest in Joycar in Chile, and right now we are trying to create the third fund. So we've committed $4 million, and the idea is to create a fund of 30 until $50 million, okay, of value. How we are The job of the scouting is a very uh, precise job. As you know, we've been a very most the deepest scouting in insurtech ecosystem in Latin America. So we detected 321 insurtech, okay, in Latin America. So we have a very good knowledge about every value chain. Okay, so we separate the insurtech in three words. The first one is uh, new business model. So about 12% of the whole ecosystem. Okay. The second one is every InsurTech that is working in the distribution place. Okay. So it's about 46% of the ecosystem. And the last one are the InsurTech that is giving a good solution for insurers and intermediaries. So, for example, in the case of Joyka is not competing with anybody. Is proving a very nice solution of telematics, okay, for the insurer. So this third part is 43% of the whole market. So we know this guy. We have a very nice connection with every insurtech in every space in Latin America, in Dominican Republic, in Paraguay, in Uruguay, in every country. So I think that we have the know-how in order to analyze exactly what is the good technology. But if you invest in an insurtech, because insurtech in Latin America are in a very early stage space, there are two things to analyze: technology and teams. The team and the culture of the insurtech is the key, because you can have a great idea, but the business model you will change the business model, because the business model is designed by the market.
End of March, you're launching a new initiative with you, Terry.
Yes.
Tell us about it.
Yes, I am very happy of that, because as you know, Terry developed the digital insurer, that is TDI. Okay, that is the worldwide platform about knowledge, a lot of database of information, articles, webinars, and something else. And they created TDI, the TDI Academy. So TDI Academy, what is the ambition of the TDI Academy is to give to the market, okay, classes online, okay, in order to have a lot of information about seven space. The first one is the world is changing. The second one is new technology in insurance. The third one is data and analytics, innovation in the value chain, customer experience, new business model, transformation. So every space in order to be the leader of the future in the digital insurance. So the product is very nice. The name is CDI. And when I've talked with you, I say, you know that for Latin American market, we must customize your value proposal. So I propose to develop CDI plus LatAm because it's for Latin America, plus why? Because first, we organize a translation, okay, in Spanish for the Latin American market. And the second one is we will do a very precise follow-up of every student, in order to be sure that every 2 weeks they can conclude every module. And we will do a Q&A space in order to chat with experts. I'm going to be there in order to contest and to adapt every course to the local market. So networking, a space of in order to create. And the last point in this CDI plus LATAM, every student must work and must create a new value proposal with the class. So the idea is they will do a very good job for the next 4 months in order to prepare a project. And with you, we will analyze, and we will be take a rank for the best one. So I am very enthusiastic about this academy, because my proposal is to propel the insurance sector in the next normal in Latin America. So this CDI plus LATAM is a very good course program from the academy, in order to help every leader in Latin America to be sure to understand what the challenges are in the insurance ecosystem. So I am very enthusiastic with that. So 25 of March, we will begin.
Congratulations. This is a big, It's a big step, especially that helps the ecosystem. And we see
Yeah.
more and more ventures that trying to help the ecosystem to move forward. And before we finish, although I have many other questions for you, I just thought about one of the biggest things that we see when we talk about ecosystems is the incumbent. And when I think about, let's take Brazil, for example, the incumbent, not the insurance company, actually the brokers, they control the market. Everything goes through the brokers. So how do you how do you move the wheel forward? How do you move the progress? How do you include the brokers or you don't include the brokers? You just need to do a little bit of a nuke
Mm.
and rebuild or, lay another train rail and run on it.
Yes, very good question with the broker and the intermediation in the insurance market. So yesterday I was talking with a very big uh, broker in Costa Rica, and we've talked a lot about that. Um, it's a challenge. Why? Because, but I am very comfortable with the challenge. No, about the intermediation, I think that the first one is InsurTech is not compete with brokers. Why? Because a lot of brokers are doing the job in order to convert in an insurtech. So a lot of digital broker are from the traditional brokerage. So the first one is I think that the intermediation is doing a very good job in order to adapt and to include the technology. Um, and I think that the COVID was an accelerator for that. For example, a lot of broker right now is not going to take a coffee with the clients like in America with the mate. Is today they are doing the same job with WhatsApp directly. So you can imagine that in the case of if you are far from 500 kilometers from Argentina, the broker was get used to take mate with the clients. Right now, they are doing the same job with WhatsApp. So basically, the technology is making a very good job in order to adapt the intermediation.
And basically providing coverage to unserved or to service unserved markets. And we see that I'll bring Brazil because I was involved in in a couple of projects there that sadly were halted during COVID. And the interesting part, because it's not a flat pyramid, but it's a pyramid with a very wide base, which is the low income population, while the codex is very high, where you have many billionaires at the top. And the thing is that those people at the bottom, the low income, they need a solution that they can actually afford. And an agent, even here in the US, they will not spend time. So let's take in the US general liability or personal liability. If the premium is $200 a year and the commission is $12 or $20 for 2 hours of work, you're not going to do that. Most of the agencies in the US and anywhere else, it's a business, right? It has an ROI. So they will not invest anything that will not enter a commission of 1,000, 10,000. Really depends on the size of the agency and the brokerage.
No, yeah, right, agree.
Let me reach the personal part, although we already talked about your favorite alfajores, the dulce de leche that you prefer, and the fact that you don't drink mate, although you said that, what was it? A cab or a Sauvignon Blanc or a Cabernet Sauvignon?
Mal, Malbec in Argentina and Carmener in Chile.
Okay, yeah, the Argentinian Malbec is known. So, but back to others. Well, besides the asado, the chimichurri, and all the list of amazing food, right? So we've been a year in lockdown. What's your? Do you have a recommendation? A book, a movie to see, or a life hack that you adopted during lockdown?
Yeah, a recommendation. Yes, a recommendation for a book. For a book, I loved the book of Olivier Jaillon. Olivier Jaillon is the CEO of Wacom. Wacom was La Parisienne, that is an insurance company born in uh, 1829, so 200 years ago. And Olivier Jaillon is doing an amazing job in order to convert La Parisienne in Wacom. That is a very nice InsurTech. For example, they are selling cover insurance for Tesla in UK with Buy Miles. So amazing InsurTech today. Olivier Jaillon is the CEO and wrote a very nice book. The name in French is Patrimoine éphémère. I don't know what is the name in English, but I know in Amazon you can buy you can buy the book in English, and this book is very nice because he is talking about that in the future um, the asset will not be very valuable. The use is more valuable than the asset. Okay, and we can invent a new embedded insurance for the market. So it's quite disruptive, and it's my recommendation today to read this book of Olivier Jaillon, CEO of Racam.
Hugo, mon frère, thank you very much for joining me today. It's been a pleasure having you on the podcast.
Gilad, thank you very much for the invitation. Long life to your podcast, InsurTech LA. I never been to LA, so I hope I can visit you in the next month. I don't know. So, and welcome to Latin America to you and to everybody. Okay.
Thank you. I hope to see you soon.
Bye bye.